Hi, my name is Margaret Byam, and I run marketing at Reimagine, a 501c3 nonprofit that is working to change our relationship to death and dying so that we can live fully in the present moment. We host in-person festivals and online events ranging from comedy shows, musical concerts, grief workshops, panels with leading experts in the field of mindfulness and end of life. And in the face of COVID-19, we've brought all of our offerings online. Make sure to visit us at letsreimagine.org to see what's happening with our upcoming offerings. I also want to share with you a virtual memorial guide that we created in partnership with another organization called Quarantine that offers you templates and tools to host virtual memorials for those you have lost during this time of social distancing and isolation. Today, I just want to say that I'm so excited for our organization to be part of the Rubin Museum's virtual block party. Here is the paper lotus that we've created to honor the truth of the lotus. I received the mantra from my father when I was very young, Om Mane Padme Hum, which means the jewel lies in the lotus. And the lotus is a flower that blossoms up from the mud and the muck, and through that hardship and through facing and overcoming challenges, it blossoms into its full beauty and potential. And that's what we really believe is possible here at Reimagine, that by facing head-on the challenges of life, the truth of impermanence, by moving through loss and grief, we can blossom and have an opportunity to live more fully. Today, I'm excited to share with you a meditation and a practice by a dear event host and friend of Reimagine, Alua author. She's a death doula and founder of an organization called Going with Grace. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Alua Arthur, she is the founder of Going with Grace, an incredible organization that helps us explore life and death and helps people ask the question, what must I do to be at peace with myself, to live presently and die peacefully? What do we do now to make that happen? And Alua is not only a death doula, she's an attorney, and she is also an incredible speaker that's spoken all across the world. And we are very grateful to have her here with us today. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn it over to Alua.
Thank you, Brad. You make me feel so squishy this morning. I'm in Los Angeles. It's been an interesting few days, weeks for all of us, for sure. As Brad mentioned, I'm a death doula, which means that I get to sit with people close to the end of life. And one thing that I keep noticing over and over again is how much this mirrors the end of life experience. Just yesterday, I noticed that I've taken off my nails. I normally have like really pretty, colorful acrylic nails on. Those are gone because can't get them done. Most of my rings are gone because I'm washing my hands so much. You know, I have this long lock that's normally wrapped, but I haven't been able to get it rewrapped, so I took that out. Like, there's just a stripping down that's occurring externally, which is also mirroring the stripping down that's happening internally. Inside, I'm also only making space and time for those things that feel most pressing or have the most value to me. And this, I mean, every time I think about it, it looks so much like what people experience closer to the end of life, where everything just slowly starts to strip down. And we're all in that process too. And so I encourage you all to spend a little bit of time thinking about how your stripping down might be looking like the end of life experience, if you are experiencing a stripping down at all. But today we're not talking about that. We're talking about embracing the unknown. Since I sit with people close to the end of life, they are right there on the precipice of the great big unknown. Yeah. One of the great fears at the end of life is what happens, if anything, after we die, because nobody really knows. Even those that have been somewhere close, they still come back and they say what they saw, but nobody who's ever been all the way has ever come all the way back to tell us what happened. So it remains a huge mystery for all of us. What I want to share with you today is just a few things that I've learned, some of the exercises that I work with people when they're getting close to the end of life on, to support them in embracing this big fat unknown. I don't know if you've noticed, so many of our emails and everything else begins with "in these uncertain times." Has anybody else noticed that? the email, everything in these uncertain times, in these unexpected times. And I'm thinking, when has it ever been certain? It's always been unknown. Yet for some reason, we've grounded ourselves in this fake feeling of we've already got this and we already know what it is that tomorrow's going to bring. Well, every day that we've been alive has been a moment of uncertainty. Every moment we've been alive has been a moment of the unknown. We're already masters at navigating the unknown just by virtue of being human, because a part of the human condition is to sit with the unknowingness. We don't know whether or not we're going to take another breath. We don't know what the next hour will bring. We don't know what the next week will bring. And most definitely, as we're in this space right now with COVID-19 and this global pandemic, we don't know how much longer we're going to be in this. We don't know what new restrictions will be happening tomorrow. We don't know even how fast anything's mutating. We're just sitting with what we know, and what we know is a very, very present moment. So I wanted to do the meditation with you all. Understand that that's kind of how this goes, yes? Are you okay? You want to do meditation? Okay. You're nodding. I love it. All right. So we're going to do a quick one. And this one, again, is really about grounding in the present, because we don't got anything else. Like, everything else is merely an illusion. No past, no present, no past, no future, just the present. And so this meditation is one that brings us fully into the present moment, that works with the pillars of embracing the unknown, particularly finding your feet, experiencing your experience, and controlling what you can, with trust being the foundation that holds it all together. Okay. So if you are ready, my suggestion to you is that you get pretty comfortable and you place your feet on the floor if you can. And getting fully comfortable with wherever you're sitting. And you want to start just by noticing the breath. So we're not doing anything to change it, really, just placing your attention on it. Noticing all your natural inhales and exhales. Noticing as your breath enters your body. Noticing it as it leaves your body. Taking each breath as the first and each exhale as the last. Now rest in the space in between your breaths when you get to the bottom of the breath. Again, noticing each inhale as your very first and each exhale as your last. You are here. Now you are here. We're going to walk through the senses as a chance to ground in the present and to practice experiencing our experience without judgment. We're going to walk through all the experiences of the senses. This is a completely neutral experience. There's nothing to control. All we're doing merely is experiencing it. Again, paying attention to your natural breathing pattern. Don't try to control it. Just breathe as you normally will. I want you to start by tuning into what you can hear. Pay attention to what you can hear around you naturally. Aside from the sound of my voice, maybe the birds chirping outside my window. You can hear traffic. You hear people talking. Any nature sounds. Without judging them as bad or strong or heavy or annoying or pleasant. Just experience it, taking it in and out. Now see if you can focus a little bit and hear the space in between sounds. Can you hear your heartbeat at all? Can you feel it? If you're having any difficulty, just bring your attention back to your breath. And again, back to your ears. What is the experience of the ears? Bring your attention again to your breath. Now let's go to an experience of smell. What smells can you pick up in your environment? Since we live in these environments, we probably are not so keen on the smells that are there. So if you're struggling, I suggest you bring your hands up to your nose. And take a big inhale and see if you can pick up any additional scent. Again, without judgment. This isn't about good. Was there anything you can smell? The sense of smell has been in the news quite a bit lately. And so it's useful for us to pay attention to the things that we actually can smell. Might be useful here to take in a deep breath or two. And then bring your attention back to your normal breathing. I want you to shift to an experience of sight. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them. Now take a moment to look around your space. Take notice of the colors that you can bring in. Notice where light is, where it's not. If there are any shadows. Notice textures. Notice brightness, lightness, darkness. Are the colors warm? Are the colors cold? Is there a prevalence of any one color? Are there any colors missing? Notice what you can see easily and what you have to focus your attention on to see, what you might have to narrow your eyes to see. If there's anything in particular you really enjoy looking at, I suggest you take a moment and stop there and drink it in while observing a very normal breathing pattern. Experiencing sight. You can close your eyes again. I invite you to experience taste. This might be strange for you if you haven't eaten or drinking anything lately. But you'll notice that there is a slight taste in your mouth at all times. Again, no judgment. You can focus on the sensations of the mouth if you'd like. Notice how your tongue feels resting between your teeth. What taste may remain from any previous meals or anything you drank recently. Feel the texture of the saliva in your mouth. You can even run your tongue over your teeth, move it along the inside of your mouth. If you can, make your mouth produce any wetness. What's your experience there? Again, don't judge it, just experience it. Just observe the experience itself. So many taste buds in there. Lastly, I want to invite you into the experience of touch. I'm going to ask you to place your hands on your thighs. What can you feel under your hands? You may feel your clothing, the roughness of the clothing. You may feel the warmth of your hands. You may feel warmth of bare skin. You may feel cool hands, softness of cotton, of lycra, of a blanket. Now moving away from the hands, think about where the body is sitting and notice the edges of the couch or the chair. Notice where your back is pressed up against something, if at all, or if not, notice the air behind it. picking up the weight of your body on whatever you're sitting on. And now I'm going to have you bring your attention to your feet, finding your feet as a useful element in embracing the unknown. Now your feet are making contact with the ground, or if they're not, they're just floating in space. Feel the bottoms of them. If you're wearing any shoes or socks, just notice your feet inside the shoes or socks. Bring awareness to all the subtleties in there. Feel things between your toes. Feel the corners of your feet. Feel the ball of your foot. The pinky toe, the big toe. If you can, stretch the toes out as far as they'll go and grab some of the ground with it, feeling all the points of contact. You are here. This is an ordinary moment. It's a very ordinary moment. In this space, everything is known. Now you've trusted your senses to bring in information: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. You scan for the places in your body where it feels tense and where it's relaxed. And as you scan your body, think about all the natural functions that you allow the body to carry out for you. Your eyes blink, oil produced in your face, you produce saliva, moving down to your chest. Your heart beats. How many times over the course of this have you trusted your heart to beat naturally? Bring your attention to your lungs. There's so much focus on the lungs lately, so bring a moment of gratitude for your lungs. Trusting your lungs to bring in air. Down to your arms, your elbows, which move. The muscles and tendons, which allow you to use your hands to grasp and release, to create sensation. Moving to your stomach, any movement or sensations in your stomach. How the stomach creates enzymes to break down the food that you eat. And moving down to your legs, all the muscles used in there as well. Your knees, your kneecaps, your shins, your calves, and all the way right back down to your feet. Finding your feet again. Now you are here. I want to take a moment to remind you that you trust in the body inherently as your most intimate companion. You were born into this body and you will die in this body in an ordinary moment just like this one. Be as intimate with this moment, this present moment where you are and the body as you're able to. In this moment, everything is known. You are here. Again, notice a natural inhale and exhale as your breath enters and leaves the body. Take each breath like it's your first and each exhale like it's your last. Resting in the space in between the breaths. You're here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You're here with me and your computer, with a whole bunch of strangers also on their computers. We're here. In this moment, everything is known. In this moment, everything is known. In this moment, nothing is unexpected. We've been doing this. We embrace the unknown naturally. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me as part of the Rubin Museum virtual block party. You can learn more about Reimagine at letsreimagine.org, and now visit the rubinmuseum.org/block party for more block party fun.